All right, welcome to the Marcus Williams Training Academy. In our lesson on investigative planning, we talked about having an investigative plan form. Here is a form that is available to you if you are taking the course. This comes with the course. If not, it's available for purchase on my website. Little legal note, a purchase gives the rights for one user, so if you would like a corporate license, please contact me directly and we can actually add your corporate branding onto the form as well if you would like that, so that multiple people can use the form. I want to just go over the form really quickly here. The first page contains the investigation at a glance, so someone can look at that and see who's investigating, what they're investigating, and who's involved. So you've got the name of the investigator, the date the investigator was assigned the case, so you can track how long it's taking, the date of the incident, but then the date of the initial report, and those two may be different. It may take months for the incident to actually be reported. This is the part of the policy that applies. So that should be your misconduct policy and then the behavior as written in the policy. So sexual violence with the little definition, whatever it is. Your complainant's name, your respondent's name. Most cases you only have one. If you have more than one, that can be adjusted, or you can contact me and we can work with the form. Relationship between parties, co-workers, dating relationship, supervisor, employee, just at a glance, what is the relationship? The summary is this short for a reason. This is just a very quick 1 to 2 sentence. This is what's being claimed. The complainant claimed that on this date, the respondent sexually assaulted her by touching her breasts in the break room in building C. Very simple. So you have the action that happened, where it happened, basically the who, what, when, why, where, all in 2 sentences. Just very quick glance. Your initial steps are to interview the complainant and the respondent. So the interview date, the date that you got a statement, that could be completed during the interview, so then it would be the same date, or it could be at a later time, and then the format of the statement for both. Once you have those 2 statements, you have some facts that are disputed and some that are undisputed. What I mean by that is undisputed could be that they're coworkers, that they were both in the break room, that they were consensually kissing, and that he touched her breasts. The disputed fact might be the consent part of it, where he is claiming that it was consensual and she's claiming that it's not. Or any variation. So what are the facts that they are both consistent with? What are the facts that are different? At a glance. There's going to be more. You're going to go into more detail in your report. This is the first page at a glance. Someone looking at your case file can see what you're dealing with. And then, is there also a concurrent law enforcement case? Yes or no? Or unknown, so one of those should be filled out for every case, and then if yes, name and contact information, whether they prefer phone or email. That's why it's just left blank like that. All right, page 2, list witnesses. As you talk to your complainant and your respondent, you're developing names of witnesses, people who may have seen something, people who were told something. Maybe the complainant talked to her best friend right after it happened. That's a witness. Put down the name. Put down their position. Are they an employee? Are they a friend? Who are they in relationship to the investigation, to your company? Their contact information, and then the date that you interview them. You may not fill this whole thing, but each witness you talk to, you're asking for additional witnesses, so there are plenty here. You should never have to go beyond that unless you have a very large case. Evidence corroborating information, basically the description of the evidence. So text messages between complainant and respondent, obtained on what date, and then who gave them to you. Just quick tip, if you're getting screenshots from a phone from one party, you should also get screenshots from the other party's phone to make sure that nothing was left out. And then you would list those separately because they were obtained from 2 different people. Anything, documents, emails, conversations, anything that you're collecting as evidence goes in here. That's that page. The next page are potential investigative steps. They're not going to, every one of these will not apply to every case, so that's why you can go in and click yes, it applies, no, it doesn't, or it's unknown. If it's unknown, you should look into it and update it with yes or no at a later date. Initiative is when you first start looking at it. So if it's unknown, you first started looking to see if it is relevant, and then when you make that final decision or you actually complete the act is that date. So these are a lot of the normal things that you could do in an administrative business situation. But this list is by no means comprehensive, so if you come up with other things, there are empty spaces. Again, not all of these are relevant. So this is not a to-do list, this is an idea list of possibilities. When you are thinking or talking or brainstorming and you come up with an idea and you don't know if it's relevant or not, put it here. Document it. And then when you start looking, when you get to the point where you start looking to see if it actually is going to be helpful, you can put that date there. If you determine yes, it is helpful, yes, no, but don't erase it. So if you determine it's not relevant, don't erase it. Keep it there, just put the no. That way people know that you actually considered that investigative step. So later if someone says, well, did you think of this or did you do that? They don't have to ask because it's already in your investigative plan. They see that you looked at it, they see that you determined that it wasn't relevant, and they see the dates of when you made that determination. All right, so that is a quick glance at the investigative plan. This plan is a living, breathing document. You can change, update. It should be updated all the time, especially your witness list, your evidence, your investigative steps. The first page is the one that really won't change, and it needs to be filled in well and completely, again, so that anyone who looks at the case file can see at a glance what that case entails. So that's our investigative plan.